Welcome to today's deep dive. We are looking at a massive, and I mean like incredibly diverse stack of sources today.
Oh, yeah, it's a huge stack.
Right. We've got everything from clinical reports by registered dietitians in Tokyo to deep dive analyses of Japanese retail logistics.
Plus some travel guides and, honestly, some brutally honest Reddit threads from expats living over there.
Yeah, the Reddit threads are wild. But our mission today is super clear. We're equipping you, the health-conscious traveler, with the ultimate survival guide to eating healthy, high-protein meals on the go in Japan.
Which is such a vital toolkit, like if you are trying to hit your macros or just maintain your energy and you actually want to enjoy the local food culture without totally derailing your fitness goals while you're exploring cities like Tokyo or Kyoto.
Absolutely. And to really understand why this guide is even necessary, I want you to picture a Western convenience store or like a gas station right now. Just really visualize it. It's 3 a.m. You're staring through these barred windows, looking at a sad, wrinkled hot dog that's been rolling endlessly on a metal heating tube since the Bush administration.
Oh, yes, those tubes. It's bleak.
It really is. The aisles are just this brightly colored wasteland of heavily processed, highly preserved junk food. Eating a meal from one of those places feels like a desperate last-ditch effort for calories. It's like playing gastrointestinal Russian roulette.
It totally is, because it's a system designed for pure shelf stability,
Right.
Not human nutrition. You are essentially trading your well-being just for accessibility.
Exactly. And that is exactly the opposite of what we see when we smash cut to Japan. Step through the sliding glass doors of a Japanese convenience store, or a konbini, as the locals call it, and you aren't in a junk food wasteland.
Not at all.
You are walking into this futuristic, brilliantly lit health food oasis. I mean, we are talking about a precision-engineered ecosystem of over 55,000 stores across the country.
55,000. That number is just insane.
Right. And the food is so fresh, so meticulously prepared, that the registered dietitians in our sources actually recommend using these stores for daily meal prep.
Which is just a complete paradigm shift for the Western traveler. But I will say that the hype online is immense, and to separate the myth from the reality, we really need to examine the actual nutritional science here.
We do.
Looking at the specific products that make this ecosystem work. And the foundation of this entire Konbini diet, the undisputed superstar, is salad chicken.
Okay, yes, salad chicken. And the name always throws people off.
It really does.
Because our sources make it super clear. This is not like a mayonnaise-drenched chicken salad scoop. It is a perfectly portioned, vacuum-sealed, whole piece of steamed chicken breast.
Yep.
And before anyone imagines gnawing on this dry, rubbery meal prep chicken out of a plastic wrapper, you have to understand the culinary engineering here is mind-blowing.
It really is an art form.
They use this low-temperature sous vide-style steaming process, right? It denatures the protein so gently that the meat retains almost all of its moisture. It literally melts in your mouth.
It does. And the macro profiles are staggering too. I mean, depending on the brand, you are getting 20 to 30 grams of highly bioavailable protein for a remarkably low 110 to 145 calories.
That is just ridiculous.
Right. But what keeps people coming back isn't just the macros, it's the sheer variety. The major chains compete so ruthlessly on flavor profiles to prevent palate fatigue.
Oh, totally. Like 7-Eleven dominates with that wildly popular citrus lemon and herb flavor.
Yes, that one is so good. And then Family Mart elevates the concept with an Awajishima seaweed salt option. Plus, they have this deeply savory smoked version that genuinely smells like it was just pulled from a hickory smoker.
Which is crazy for convenience store chicken. And if you just want raw, unadulterated protein power, our sources show Lawson offers a plain chicken breast that hits an incredible 30.3 grams of protein in a single serving.
30.3 grams.
Yeah. Those 30 grams are fantastic for muscle repair after you've been, hauling luggage around a train station all day.
Oh, for sure.
But if you're eating plant-based, or you just want to rotate your protein sources, the sources point to this massive trend, tofu bars.
Yes, the tofu bars.
Specifically, the brand Asahiko. They make these viral bars that sell by the millions, packing over 10 grams of plant protein with virtually no carbs.
They've completely revolutionized the portable plant-based market over there. Because instead of relying on highly processed soy isolates like we so often see in the West.
Oh, yeah, the talky stuff.
Exactly, the chalky stuff. Instead of that, they are taking traditional tofu, pressing it under immense pressure to extract the water, and then infusing it with culinary-focused flavors like umami kelp, basil salt, and the lotus root and edamame.
Okay, but I have to push back here, though.
Okay, go for it.
As a traveler, the absolute last thing I want to do is eat a wet, plain block of cold tofu while navigating a crowded subway station.
Right, nobody wants that.
It just sounds awful. Usually, plant-based travel food feels like an afterthought. Are you saying they actually engineered this for the palate, or is it just a convenient block of macros that people just sort of tolerate?
No, it is a completely fair skepticism, but this is where the food science really shines. By extracting the water content through that high-pressure process, they fundamentally alter the texture.
Really?
Yeah, it becomes incredibly firm and meaty, completely shattering the Western expectation of what tofu feels like. It's not a wet sponge.
Okay, that's a relief.
The dietitians highlight the lotus root and edamame flavor specifically. Because the tofu is dense, it acts as a flavor sponge. It doesn't taste like water. It mimics the profile of a high-end, slow-simmered Japanese stew.
Wait, like an actual stew?
Yes,
Yeah.
complete with the physical crunch of actual root vegetables embedded inside the bar.
Oh, wow. So it's an actual culinary experience, not just fuel. That makes little sense. But protein alone won't fuel a 20,000-step day exploring Tokyo.
Sure.
You need carbohydrates. But for health-conscious travelers, staying low-carb or managing blood sugar on vacation usually means avoiding the bakery aisle entirely. Because, heavy bread is notoriously sleep-inducing.
It'll put you right out.
Right. So how does the Konbini solve the carbohydrate problem?
Well, they solve it through some highly advanced grain milling. Lawson, which is one of the big three chains alongside 7-Eleven and Family Mart, they have a legendary solution called the low carbo, or moderate carb, Bran bread series.
Oh, and we have a super timely update from our retail sources on this.
We do.
Lawson literally just relaunched this entire series this week, right on April 7th, 2026, to coincide with World Health Day.
The timing is perfect. And the nutritional breakdown of this bread looks like a typo, honestly.
It really does. I was looking at it and I was like, wait, is this right?
I know. A 2-pack of their standard brand bread contains just 2.0 grams of net carbohydrates per piece, but it delivers about 10 grams of protein for the whole pack.
That's incredible.
Even better, it covers a third of your daily fiber needs. You're getting around 8 grams of fiber just by eating 2 small dinner rolls.
And the fiber is the critical component here, right? Dr. Satoru Yamada, who is a leading expert on the low-carbo lifestyle cited in our research, he strongly advocates for this specific bread.
Yes, he does.
Because the historical problem with bran, which is the outer husk of the wheat grain, is that it contains phytic acid, making it notoriously tough and bitter.
Very bitter.
But Lawson's food scientists engineered this proprietary micromilling technique. It processes the husk to a microscopic level, so it removes the bitterness and creates a soft, fluffy texture, all while maintaining an incredibly low glycemic index.
Which means you get the satisfaction of eating warm bread without the massive insulin spike.
Exactly. You aren't going to crash and feel utterly exhausted at 2 p.m. Your blood sugar stays stable so you can keep exploring.
So important for a heavy travel day.
But this brings up a massive logistical question for me. It's one thing to engineer a great macro profile in a lab. But how do these stores physically sell fresh chicken, soft-boiled eggs, and crisp salads 24 hours a day without them spoiling?
Right.
And without pumping them full of the harsh chemical preservatives we see in American convenience food?
Well, the answer lies in Japan's world-class retail infrastructure. It is the invisible engine driving this entire health oasis. And it begins with hyper-dense urban planning.
Okay, tell me more about that.
So, Western convenience stores are generally built on highways, right? They're designed for drivers making a sporadic pit stop.
Right, like an exit off the interstate.
Exactly.
Okay.
But Konbinis are integrated directly into the hyper-dense neighborhoods where pedestrians live, work, and commute.
And the sheer scale of that density is hard to wrap your head around. Our logistics sources point out that Tokyo alone has more 7-Elevens than the entire state of Texas.
That is wild.
Which is literally where 7-Eleven was founded.
So ironic. But because of that unprecedented density, the Japanese chains can utilize a logistical model that is basically impossible in a sprawling, car-dependent country.
Right.
They rely on an extraordinarily strict cold chain network paired with AI-driven inventory tracking. The major chains receive fresh food deliveries up to 3 times a day.
3 times a day.
Yeah.
So essentially, they've completely eliminated the backroom storage. The delivery truck isn't just dropping off inventory for the month. It acts as a mobile extension of the store shelf.
That is the perfect way to look at it. It's like a highly orchestrated Formula One pit stop. If the Western convenience store model is like a bear hibernating, stocking up on fat and just sitting dormant for months,
Yes.
The Japanese konbini is a highly reactive central nervous system. The point-of-sale systems don't just track what's sold. The AI actively factors in variables like the weather forecast and the time of day.
Oh, give me an example of how that AI actually changes the food on the shelf. Like, how does that work?
Okay, so let's say it's Tuesday at 10 a.m. The AI detects a sudden drop in barometric pressure, signaling a cold rainstorm is going to hit the city by noon.
Okay.
The system automatically pings the regional commissary kitchen to instantly halt the production of cold pasta salads and triple the order for warm, comforting items like hot oden and soup for the 1 p.m. truck delivery.
That is brilliant.
Right. Within hours, the bloodstream of the city, those delivery trucks, brings exactly the right nutrients to that specific neighborhood.
That is so smart. In the West, to make food survive the stock it and forget it model, manufacturers have to engineer the food to be virtually indestructible.
They do?
They strip out the moisture and pump it full of sodium and heavy preservatives. But Japan's just-in-time delivering nervous system means the food doesn't need a shelf life of 6 months. It only needs to survive until the afternoon.
Yep.
That is the physical mechanism allowing the salads to remain crisp and the chicken to stay tender without chemical intervention.
It really is. However, before we declare the konbini a flawless utopian champion of global health, our sources demand a reality check.
Oh, the dark side.
The dark side. We dug deep into those brutally honest Reddit threads from expats living in Japan, and the consensus is super clear. The system is built for sales and efficiency, not purely for your health. If you navigate the aisles blindly, you can derail your diet instantly.
Yeah, the loudest warning from the expat community is what they universally call the sodium bomb.
The sodium bomb is real.
It really is. You walk in and see this beautiful, freshly prepared bento box with grilled pork and rice, or a creamy Menteco pasta salad, or some perfectly golden, pre-packaged Karaage fried chicken.
And it looks so good.
It looks amazing. It looks like real, wholesome food because it is, but the caloric density is massive. And because these heavier meals do sit on the shelf for 12 to 18 hours, manufacturers rely heavily on salt as a natural barrier against bacterial growth.
And it is a highly calculated science. The industry analyses we reviewed delved into the biological mechanisms behind this. Manufacturers have spent 40 years engineering what food scientists call sensory-specific satiety.
Oh, that sounds devious.
It kind of is. They create a craving cycle using a very specific loop of sweet and salty flavors.
Wait, how does that actually work in the brain? Like, why does a bento box make you crave more instead of just making you full?
Well, when you eat one of these heavily sauced meals, the high sodium hits your palate first, right? That triggers a dopamine release in the reward centers of your brain.
Okay, that makes sense.
But salt alone causes flavor fatigue. You get tired of it. So to counter this, they engineer a sweet undercurrent into the sauces, often hidden sugars or mirin. That sweetness clears the savory palate, essentially resetting your taste buds mid-bite.
Wow!
Yeah. So your brain never registers flavor fatigue, and you keep eating past the point of physical fullness. They aren't trying to poison you, obviously, but they are absolutely hacking your biology to ensure you return to buy another bento box tomorrow.
That is wild. And the Reddit forums are also full of warnings about certain packaged breads. Like, while Lawson's Bran bread is a marvel, some mainstream brands, like the popular Yamazaki packaged breads, use dough conditioners and preservatives that are heavily restricted in other industrialized nations.
Yeah, just to keep the crumb incredibly soft for days.
Right. So it's clearly not an automatic health paradise, but the dietitians in our sources do provide highly actionable advice on how to bypass this engineered craving.
Nutritionists is to stick to recognizable whole foods. When you buy a fresh salad, only use half of the provided dressing packet.
Oh, that's a great tip.
Yeah, because the massive dose of sodium is almost always hiding in the vinaigrette, not the greens.
Makes sense.
Furthermore, strictly avoid sauce-drenched bento meals or heavy, creamy pastas after 9 p.m. Your metabolic rate slows down in the evening, and processing that much sodium and simple carbohydrate will severely disrupt your sleep quality.
You know, hearing about the sodium bombs and those brilliantly engineered sweet, salty dopamine loops brings up a critical question for me.
What's that?
Considering these traps exist, is the Konbini actually a healthy ecosystem, or are we just celebrating the fact that we can find a shiny, nutritious needle in a haystack of highly engineered junk food?
It's a great question, and that tension is really the crux of the entire Konbini debate. But synthesizing the viewpoints of the clinical dietitians and the daily experiences of the expats, it all comes down to one defining concept:
Agency.
Agency, yeah. The high-calorie, perfectly engineered junk foods is absolutely there. You can easily purchase a 1,000-calorie pasta dish if you choose to. But the fundamental difference between a Japanese konbini and a Western gas station is that in Japan, the genuinely healthy options are equally robust, equally accessible, and engineered to be equally delicious.
Okay, I love that. So you aren't forced into eating heavily processed junk just because it's the only edible thing within a 5-mile radius. You have the total agency to choose a high-protein, perfectly balanced meal, and you don't have to sacrifice flavor to do it.
Exactly. The system empowers your choices rather than restricting them.
Well, let's give you, the listener, that full agency right now. Let's translate all of this food, tech, and logistical science into a highly practical, fast-paced guide.
Let's do it.
We are going to build the perfect, nutritionist-approved one-day konbini menu. The goal is to keep each meal around the 500-calorie mark, perfectly tailored for the high physical demands of a busy travel day.
Perfect.
So let's say you're waking up in your hotel in Shinjuku, and you have a massive day of sightseeing ahead. What is the optimal breakfast?
We start strong, simple, and high fiber. Head directly to Lawson, grab that newly reformulated micro-milled Bran bread, the 2-pack.
Yes, the one we talked about.
Right. Pair it with an Oikos Greek yogurt. Oikos is incredibly popular in the Japanese market and gives you an instant, easily digestible 10 grams of protein.
Nice.
Finally, grab a 2-pack of their hard-boiled eggs, which are famous for having perfectly jammy, slightly soft yolks.
Oh, I love a jammy egg. It's the perfect triad. High protein, high fiber, complex carbohydrates, and 0 cooking required. You eat that and your blood sugar is stabilized for hours.
Totally.
Now, fast forward, you've just walked 15,000 steps through the chaotic Shibuya crossing and wandered through Yoyogi Park. It's 1 p.m. You're genuinely starving, but you don't want to lose 2 hours sitting down for a heavy, expensive restaurant meal. You pop into a 7-Eleven, what's the move?
Your muscles are dealing with micro tears from all that walking, so lunch requires a massive protein intervention. Go straight for the 7-Eleven high-protein chicken and egg roll.
Sounds heavy. Is it?
Not at all. It features that tender steamed chicken, a boiled egg, and a touch of chili sauce on a soft bun, delivering a massive 26.9 grams of protein.
That is incredible.
And if you want a lighter plant-based lunch, just swap the roll for the Asahiko Tofu Bar in the lotus root and edamame flavor.
You definitely want to pair that main with a side, though. And the dietitians literally rave about 7-Eleven's octopus and broccoli side salad.
That is so good.
It sounds like something from a gourmet tapas restaurant, but it's sitting right there in the chiller. The chewiness of the octopus and the crunch of the broccoli provide amazing textural contrast, and it adds another 7 grams of lean protein for only 103 calories.
Such a hack.
And to drink, grab an unsweetened cold green tea, or if you are lucky enough to spot one, a Yakult 1000.
Okay, finding a Yakult 1000 is like finding gold right now.
Is it really that rare?
It is. It is a specialized probiotic drink heavily focused on gut health and stress relief, utilizing a very specific, highly concentrated strain of Lactobacillus casei.
Interesting.
Traveling exposes you to immense physical stress and new bacteria, making this incredible for your immune system. But it sells out almost instantly. You have to grab it right after the morning or afternoon truck restocks.
Okay, pro tip right there. So the sun goes down, you've hit 25,000 steps, you're physically exhausted, you're finally back near your hotel, and you just want to eat something warm and crash. It's dinner time.
This is where you want deep comfort without the heavy, simple carbohydrates that will spike your insulin and ruin your sleep architecture.
Right.
Go to the refrigerated section and look for the label Sakana no Oishiyaki, which translates to delicious grilled fish. You can pick up a vacuum-sealed, perfectly portioned fillet of grilled mackerel or salmon. The omega-3 fatty acids are incredible for joint inflammation after a day of walking.
I love that. And pair that beautiful piece of grilled fish with the 13 daily vegetable pot-au-feu soup. This is where we can really elevate the nutritional strategy.
Yes.
The Japanese have a cultural eating concept called harahachibu, which basically means eating until you are 80% full. This soup perfectly leverages that concept. It is packed with root vegetables and broth, but it only sets you back 52 calories.
It's amazing. Because of the high volume of water and fiber in the soup, it physically stretches your stomach lining. This scientifically triggers your gastric stretch receptors, sending a signal through your vagus nerve to your brain that you are completely full and satiated, despite the incredibly low caloric footprint.
That is so cool.
Add a side pack of lightly salted edamame for some extra plant protein, and you've constructed a masterful dinner.
It really is a profoundly restorative end to the day. It's light, it's nourishing, and it utilizes the absolute peak of Japanese food technology and cold chain logistics to deliver a hot, fresh meal in minutes. Honestly, looking at this one-day menu, it is incredibly empowering.
It really is.
It proves that you can hit your macros, get ample fiber, and eat genuinely delicious, culturally relevant food without ever turning on a stove or carrying around messy plastic containers.
For the traveler, it completely reframes the relationship with convenience food. Exploring a fast-paced, dense country like Japan doesn't require a compromise between convenience and health. The Konbini ecosystem is an absolute masterclass in making holistic, daily well-being effortlessly accessible.
It truly is a masterclass, and stepping back from the macros and the food science, looking at the sheer scale of this achievement leaves me with one massive lingering question.
Oh.
Yeah. We've just analyzed what happens when a society successfully merges hyper-dense urban planning, predictive AI logistics, and advanced cold chain technology. They have literally managed to deliver fresh, healthy, affordable food to every single street corner in the country multiple times a day.
It forces you to look at the rest of the world and ask, why not us?
Exactly. Could this predictive Konbini model eventually be exported? Imagine taking the central nervous system of food delivery and applying it globally. Could this be the ultimate technological solution to eradicating urban food deserts in Western cities?
That would be revolutionary.
Imagine walking into that same gas station at 3 a.m. back home, and instead of staring down a sad, wrinkled hot dog rolling endlessly into oblivion, you have the agency to grab a crisp, fresh salad and a protein-packed meal. It would completely change the fabric of public health.
It really would.
Something to chew on during your next trip. Keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep eating well.